Yes. Again, I welcome you, students, in the next class. So, in this video, students, we will discuss about the five kingdom system of classification, which was proposed by Robert Harding Whittaker in 1959. He proposed five kingdoms on the basis of mode of nutrition, mode of reproduction, cellular structure, body organization, etc. Strength, and the five kingdoms proposed by him are Monera, which consists of unicellular prokaryotes, then Kingdom Protista, which consists of unicellular eukaryotic organisms like protozoans and algae, then fungi, which consists of multicellular non-green organisms which have plant-like thyroid body. Then Kingdom Plantae, which consists of all multicellular green plants and the advanced forms of algae. Then last but not the least, the fifth kingdom Animalia, which consists of all multicellular organisms. Now students, we will discuss all these kingdoms one by one. See, Kingdom Monera. It is a kingdom in biology that comprises prokaryotes, are primitive ones, which are single-celled organisms and they don't have true nucleus. And students, Monera, it is the most ancient group, सबसे पुराना group है हमारा organisms का अर्थ पे मिलने वाला, and as well as the most numerous, सबसे ज़्यादा number में भी है. Okay, you can see the various examples of kingdom Monera like bacteria in Salmonella typhi, Vibrio cholerae, Escherichia coli. All these are the examples of bacteria. Mycoplasma, blue-green algae or cyanobacteria like Anabaena, Nostoc, etc. These are the examples of kingdom Monera. Now, what are the characteristics of this kingdom Monera? As you know, friends, the Monerans, they are unicellular organism, single celled होते हैं. सभी functions इनके इसी cell के through सारे ही functions जो हैं वो किए जाते हैं. The DNA is naked and it is not bound by a nuclear membrane. It lacks organelles, जो cellular organelles students हमने पढ़ी हैं in lesson 5, mitochondria, lysosomes, plastids, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, centrosome, etc. They are not present in Monerans. They reproduce asexually, generally by binary fission, जहाँ division हो जाता है, और budding. The cell wall is present in some organisms or it can be absent in others. स्टूडेंट जो बैक्टीरिया की सेल वॉल होती है इट इज मेड अप ऑफ सेल्यूलोज एज इन प्लांट सेल्स इट इज नॉट मेड अप ऑफ सेल्यूलोज एज इन प्लांट सेल्स. जैसे प्लांट सेल्स में सेल्यूलोज की है इसमें नहीं है. इट इज हार्ड एंड किस चीज की बनी हुई है? इट इज मेड अप ऑफ पेप्टाइडोग्लाइकन्स. सो some more characteristics of Monera, they are flagellum serves as a locomotory organ when they move from one place to another. Students, so they have a structure which is called flagellum or bacterial flagella. They are composed of single fiber of protein. They are very simple and only they are made up of single fiber of protein. Students, they are environmental decomposers. Decomposing में help करते हैं ये. They decompose the dead and decaying organic matter. Then they show different modes of nutrition. जो इनका nutrients को लेने का mode है, nutrition को लेने का mode है students. It is autotrophic, like in blue-green algae. It can make its own food. And some of them, they are heterotrophic, means they depend on others. So they may be parasitic, symbiotic, or saprophytic, like in mycoplasma. So these are the characteristics of this kingdom Monera. Now next we have kingdom Protista. Protists, they are simple eukaryotic organisms that are neither plants nor animals or fungi. Protists, they are unicellular in nature, but they can also be found as a colony of cells. You have some examples also, like most protists, mostly they live in water. Aquatic habitats होते हैं इनके, but if they live on terrestrial habitat, then that place is full of moisture, means it is damp and has moisture. You can see some examples of protista: slime mold, amoeba, euglena, dinoflagellate, paramecium, diatom, macroalga. All these are the examples. You can see the variety, shapes में variety है. So many varieties are there, and all these are the examples of kingdom Protista. Now we move on to the characteristics of Protista. So as you know, the primary feature of all protists is that, जो main feature है, that they are eukaryotic organisms, means they have a membrane enclosed nucleus. And what are the other characteristics? Number one, like they are usually aquatic, present in the soil or in areas which have moisture. Most protist species are unicellular organisms. Some exceptions are also there, so mostly they are unicellular. Just like any other eukaryotes, the cells of these species, they have a nucleus, and जो उनकी organelles हैं, they are membrane bound. Okay. Also, friends, mode of nutrition के बारे में अगर हम बात करते हैं, तो they may be autotrophic or heterotrophic in nature. And in the mode of nutrition, if there is symbiosis, symbiosis is also observed, friends. Symbiosis, the mutual relationship. Okay. It is also observed in the members of this class. For example, in kelp, जिसको हम seaweed बोलते हैं commonly, it is a multicellular protist. And ये जो otter जो animals होते हैं, उनको protection provide करते हैं. किससे प्रोटेक्शन चाहिए होता है ऑटर्स को? उनके प्रीडेटर से, बिकॉज बहुत थिक हो जाती है ये कैल्प और उनके अंदर छिप जाते हैं ऑटर्स जाकर. और ऑटर्स क्या करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स? देखिए, ये तो ऑटर्स को प्रोटेक्शन दे रहे हैं. सिम्बायोसिस में आपको मालूम है कि म्यूचुअली दे गिव एंड टेक. सो ऑटर्स क्या करते हैं? दे ईट द सी अर्चिन्स, बिकॉज सी अर्चिन इट फीड्स ऑन कैल्प. वो कैल्प को खाते हैं, इसीलिए ऑटर्स जो हैं वो सी अर्चिन्स को खा जाते हैं. तो इस तरह से ये म्यूचुअली आपस में एक दूसरे को हेल्प करते हैं. पैरासिटिज्म इज ऑल्सो ऑब्जर्व्ड इन प्रोटिस्ट स्पीशीज सच एज ट्रिपैनोसोमा प्रोटोजोआ. इट कैन कॉज स्लीपिंग सिकनेस इन ह्यूमंस. तो पैरासिटिज्म मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन भी इनमें पाया जाता है. देन प्रोटिस्ट्स, दे एग्जिबिट लोकोमोशन. कैसे लोकोमोट करते हैं? एक जगह से दूसरी जगह कैसे जाते हैं? थ्रू द स्ट्रक्चर्स विच आर कॉल्ड cilia and flagella. In paramecium you can see the cilias, while in euglena you can see the flagella. A few organisms belonging to kingdom Protista have pseudopodia. अगर याद हो आपको स्टूडेंट, which is present in amoeba, false foot भी कहते हैं हम इसको, that help them to move. And Protista reproduces by asexual means the mode of reproduction is asexual. Now we have our next kingdom, which is fungi. Fungi, they are eukaryotic organisms that include microorganisms such as yeast. Mostly multicellular होते हैं friends ये. Yeast, molds, mushrooms. And these organisms which are found in kingdom fungi, जो फंजाई किंगडम के एग्जाम्पल्स हैं जो इस कैटेगरी में आते हैं, जो इस किंगडम में आते हैं, दे कंटेन अ सेल वॉल एंड दे आर ओमनी प्रेजेंट. सो दे आर क्लासिफाइड एज हेट्रोट्रॉफ्स. दे कैन नॉट मेक देयर ओन फूड. फंजाई से तो वैसे भी आपको क्लियर है, हमने पढ़ा हुआ है पहले फंजाई. सो दे कैन नॉट मेक देयर ओन फूड. नाउ व्हाट आर द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ फंजाई? फंजाई के अब हम फीचर्स पढ़ेंगे स्टूडेंट्स. हम सभी किंगडम्स में स्टूडेंट्स किंगडम के हमें फीचर्स पढ़ने हैं और एग्जांपल्स पढ़ने हैं. ओके. नाउ फंजाई, दे आर यूकैरियोटिक. यूकैरियोटिक होते हैं, नॉन ग्रीन, नॉन वैस्कुलर मीन्स जो भी इनमें हमारे जो वैस्कुलर सेल्स हैं, टिश्यूज हैं, दे आर नॉट प्रेजेंट. नॉन मोटाइल मीन्स कि दे डू नॉट move from one place to another. And heterotrophic organisms, they cannot make their own food, they depend on other organisms. So they have cell walls which are made of tough complex sugar called chitin instead of cellulose. Plants में तो cell wall बनी होती है ना cellulose की, but fungi में ऐसा नहीं होता है. The nuclei of the fungi are very small. They are mostly multicellular except yeast. Yeast जो है that is unicellular, तो mostly multicellular होते हैं स्टूडेंट्स. फंजाई, इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ लॉन्ग थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स जिनको हम हाइफी बोलते हैं. आप डायग्राम्स में भी देख सकते हैं स्टूडेंट, हाइफी आपको स्ट्रक्चर्स शो किए हैं. एंड दीज हाइफी टुगेदर form a mesh like structure which is called mycelium. So these are the characteristics of fungi, and some more are fungi friends lack chlorophyll. That is why हम इनको non green plants भी बोल देते हैं, but they cannot perform photosynthesis. Hence some of the features they have like plants, but some of the features are also present in them which are like the animals. So most of them they are saprophytes. Some fungi they are parasitic, and even जो fungal diseases आपने देखा होगा, they can infect the host. Some fungi species, students, they live in permanent symbiotic relationship. कुछ जो फंजाई स्पीशीज होती हैं वो परमानेंट सिम्बायोटिक रिलेशनशिप में रहती हैं. एंड दे लिव विद ब्लू ग्रीन एल्गी. एंड दिस, इसमें क्या करते हैं फंजाई, बिकॉज दे आर नॉन ग्रीन, दे प्रोवाइड वाटर एंड द न्यूट्रिएंट्स. बट blue green algae, it has chlorophyll, it can make its own food, but it cannot take water and minerals and other nutrients, so it takes it from fungi, and fungi gets food from blue green algae. So this is the symbiotic relationship, and these symbiotic life forms, they are called lichens. Okay, fungi, students, they store food in the form of starch, that is glycogen. The mode of reproduction in fungi can be sexual, mostly it is asexual because they develop from the spores. Spore formations होते हैं इनके अंदर. And examples, as you already know, mushrooms, molds, yeast, and many others. So this is all about fungi. Now next we have our kingdom, fourth kingdom, that is Kingdom Plantae. You can see the beautiful plants here. So in Kingdom Plantae, it includes all the plants. जितने भी हमारे multicellular eukaryotic plants है, they are under this Kingdom Plantae. And the Plantae kingdom, the organisms, they are autotrophic because they have the green pigment that is called chlorophyll, with the help of which they do photosynthesis. The plant cell contains a rigid cell wall and it is made up of cellulose. Plants, they have chloroplast and the pigment is called chlorophyll, which is required for photosynthesis. Now, what are the characteristics of Kingdom Plantae? Friends, the plant kingdom has the following characteristic features. They are non-motile, means fixed होते हैं. They make their own food. That is why they are called autotrophs. They reproduce asexually by vegetative propagation, जिनमें हमने बहुत सारे methods पढ़े हैं, already in class 7 आप पढ़ चुके हैं ये सब. और sexually they also reproduce. These are multicellular eukaryotes, and the plant cell contains the outer cell wall and large central vacuole. Again, students, the plant, they contain photosynthetic pigments which are called chlorophyll, and they are present in the plastids. हमने plastids पढ़े ना, 3 type of plastids are there in plants. So chlorophyll are also present in the plastids, and they have different organelles, different structures होते हैं for anchorage to fix it in the soil, like roots for reproduction. Flower is the reproductive part of the plant. Then support, and for photosynthesis they have leaves. In some plant, photosynthesis is also done by stem. So these are the characteristics of Kingdom Plantae. Now students, also there is classification of Kingdom Plantae and it is done on the following criteria. Number one, plant body, means if there is presence or absence of a well differentiated plant body, like जैसे हमारे normally plants में अगर आप देखेंगे root, stem, leaves, branches etc. Then secondly, vascular system, या तो vascular system present होता है, अभी हमने पढ़ा था tissues chapter में, xylem tissues and phloem tissues for the transportation of water and other substances. So if they are present or absence, उनके base पर इनको classify किया जाता है. Then on the basis of seed formation, there is presence or absence of flowers and seeds, and if the seeds they are naked या फिर they are enclosed in a fruit. So on the basis of these criteria, plants they are divided into 5 subgroups. Okay, and which are these subgroups, students? Thellophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperms and Angiosperms. अभी हम इनको भी बाद में डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे students. So now we have our next kingdom, that is Animalia. Wow, the beautiful animals you can see. So in Kingdom Animalia, it constitutes all animals. Amongst the 5 kingdoms, friends, सबसे largest kingdom है हमारा animal kingdom. Animals, they are also the multicellular eukaryotes. However, like plants, they do not have chlorophyll या फिर cell wall नहीं होती है. ये differentiation we already know. So therefore, the members of the animal kingdom, they exhibit a heterotrophic mode of nutrition. तो autotrophic का तो सवाल ही नहीं होता. So Kingdom Animalia, it is also classified into 10 different phylum, subphyla जिनको हम बोलेंगे, based on their body design या फिर उनके differentiation के base पर हम इनको divide करते हैं. And what are these different phylums of the animal kingdom? They are Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and chordates. So these are the 10 phylums of the animal kingdom. Friends, in our next class, we will discuss about animal and plant kingdom in details. All these phylums and classes of plants and animals we will discuss. Okay. Thank you students. I hope the things are clear to you. If you have any query, you are most welcome. You can ask. Okay. Thank you. Please read the characteristics of all these kingdoms carefully. Again, I thank you.